Hey folks, welcome back. Quick video today. I saw an update come through a little late on it, but haven't been back here. Side note, got a pretty cool keyboard. Got a new keyboard. Looks pretty sick. Webcam sucks. But hey, we're back on to Baseball 9 content. Quick detour. Got a quick update. First, maybe most importantly, got the old umpire back. There we go, the OG. I guess people complained so much that they've added it back. Last patch, I went over the new announcer voices. I thought it was odd that they took the old one out, but hey, it's back in here. Maybe they were trying to appeal to more Western audiences. We got the Asian ump back. Hey, second of all, we have this new cursor sensitivity now, so you can change how sensitive the batting circle is or pitching circle. We see here, when you move your cursor around, it can either be slower or faster, so more responsive or less responsive to your movements. This is similar to like a DPI if you play FPS or shooter games on the PC. How much that mouse cursor moves given every movement in your mouse. So higher sensitivity, you move it just a little bit, it's going to move a lot. Lower sensitivities, you're going to have to really move it for it to move at all. So it's going to be less sensitive. I've played around with different settings for about one game now. So these are my initial impressions. These could change, but also let me know what your thoughts down below are, what settings you're playing with, what's working, what's not. So I'm just going to show off here my impressions now. High sensitivity, I think if you're just starting out, maybe your batter's eye isn't as good, I think this could be a good way for you to compensate. Because before, if you have a really low batter's eye, I'll give an example. The most common thing that happens we see is that when that pitch comes in, when you see that prediction circle, as we see here, yeah, it looks like it's going to be near the middle. But if your batter's eye low, the actual pitch will end up being way off than what you think it is. So with a higher sensitivity, you're able to get, move, maybe you're inside, maybe you're thinking it's inside, but it's actually outside, or a high-low, whatever the case may be, you're able to snap over quicker than you would on the default settings. So let's see here. It's bottom. Yep. I'm able to make that adjustment. Let's see once again. I'm going to go the opposite direction and try to correct. So it's on left. I'm going to try to go right and correct it, make good contact. But I think in my experience with a higher batter's eye, I'm not saying you need 100 batter's eye or anything crazy, just something that's kind of, okay to use, maybe like 70, 80, not like 50 just starting out. The lower sensitivity might be better because you're able to get more precise aiming on your swings, especially when you're in that power hitting mode. When that circle shrinks down in that power hitting mode, you want to get, contact right on the bat, the ball, to get your best shot at hitting a home run. The same applies. But I think as with a lot of these settings, it's going to be up to personal preference. So I'm going to go over pitching here real quick and then talk about my thoughts overall. But I think pitching, having it on a higher setting is probably fine, because I don't see as much of an advantage, because pitching is not that hard to aim even at the default speed. Maybe if you're trying to get like really, really, really precise on like a certain corner or something. But I think since you're not reacting to something like you are when you're batting, you're just, now I'm on the fast mode now. Fast, maybe too fast. I think for pitching, it's just personal preference. I don't think there's much of a competitive advantage, I would say, with the pitching one. But for batting, preciseness, accuracy, for me, it's easier when it's slower. So I think for right now, I'm going to bump it to like -2, -3. But my overall thoughts are, a lot of these in-game settings depend on what works for you, what you're used to. Maybe you've played on default for years now, and any small change is going to throw your game off. If you're newer to the game, haven't had much experience, play around with the settings. Go into the practice tool, see what works and what doesn't. Maybe take my suggestion if you think that batter's eye tip, if you're not getting good predictions, you're finding that you have to move the cursor a lot and you have to do that often, maybe a higher sensitivity works for you. But at the end of the day, whatever works for you is the best setting. We see this with other games, FPSs, let's say Call of Duty, CSGO. Pros use a wide variety of settings. Maybe a lot of pros are on lower sensitivity, but there could be a pro with higher sensitivity, and that's just what they've played with for years and years and years, so that's what they know. To someone new, maybe it seems ridiculous that they're doing that, but they know it, they're good at it. Just play around with the settings. I can give you recommendations, but if you're not used to it, if that's not your style, it's not going to work for you. I think it's great that they're offering more customization options for people, because once again, I think this has a greater impact on the batting side than the pitching side, and I would like to see them maybe separate these out, because right now you can only control these for both. There's no separate sensitivity control for batting and for pitching. If you have it one way for batting, it's also going to be that way, unless you have to change it every single time. So that's one suggestion or idea I would have. If you guys are listening out there, maybe just separate it out. If I want to play on low sensitivity when I bat, maybe I want high sensitivity when I pitch. Just an example, but these are just my initial thoughts. If anything changes as I play the game more, I'll let you guys know, keep you updated on what I'm using. But I am curious to hear your thoughts and opinions down below, because as far as gameplay changes, this is pretty significant. We can really customize how we want to play this game. So let me know what settings are working for you guys, what settings aren't working for you. Do you think my settings make sense, or if you have other logic that you're using, let me know down in the comments. But really quick update. Seems like an easy update on the surface, but does have some decent gameplay implications given your gameplay style. So as always, thanks for watching. If you thought this video was useful, be sure to hit that like button. Get subscribed to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.